What up? It's Grandpa MC coming at you with another video. Like, subscribe, share, comment. Alright, man. You know, maybe I'm sounding like Barry White. Yeah. But gotta be a little cold. Springtime cold. I'm gonna thug through it. But this video is about the trade between the Dallas Cowboys and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Finalized today, I'm pretty sure. So George Pickens is going to Dallas. Pittsburgh receives a couple of draft picks. I think it's the 3rd and the 5th. And now Dak Prescott really doesn't have too many excuses. Now, I made a couple of, when I started really posting, it was like a couple of weeks into the season. A couple of weeks before the season ended, I think. I know I did the Super Bowl. Yeah, I think that was probably at the Super Bowl. I started posting around the Super Bowl time, so real hard like I'm doing now. So I hadn't put my opinions out here on Dak Prescott. So in my mind, Dak Prescott is a borderline quarterback. He probably would be a great backup. And as far as the starter goes, you can use Dak Prescott in when you need, when your starter gets hurt, you need a steady hand or whatever. That's Dak Prescott. You know what I'm saying? But he came up on the scene when Dallas had one of the best lines ever. They had Ezekiel Elliott, like a young Ezekiel Elliott, man. Ezekiel Elliott's first 2, 3, 4 years, the first 3 years of Ezekiel Elliott, man, that dude was that dude was hard, especially when he was at Ohio State. But Dak Prescott seems to have an issue playing to his full capacity when the competition raises. He looks very pitiful. It's been too many incidents to name now. And I'm just doing this off the dome, but you can think about different playoff games, a couple of years ago when they had one of the best records in the league and went to the playoffs and they got bounced really quick. So Dak Prescott now, because all the talk last year was, CeeDee Lamb is the only thing on offense. George Pickens is number one. Now he ain't a number one receiver as far as the issues you could have with him, because he's very mercurial. So we'll see how that plays out. But the thing that I want that came to mind before I made the video is, I think this is George Pickens. I would hate to say that, depending on how he acts next year, but this could be his last chance. Now Pittsburgh let him go for a 3rd and a 5th. Now the talent don't match up with the picks, but at the same time, he was coming up for a contract. I guess they didn't want to pay him. They figured he's more than he's worth, and they was like, all right, we'll let you go. Now, going on and out with all of this with Pittsburgh, they either have a verbal agreement with Aaron Rodgers, Aaron Rodgers is, I mean, he's doing like Eddie Murphy did when at the beginning of Coming to America. He's like, hop on one leg, walk like a dog. That type of I mean, like I was listening to Cowherd earlier today, and he was talking about Aaron Rodgers might be waiting until the schedule come out. Man, that's crazy. That is crazy. Like first it was, he was waiting to see what kind of if they were gonna pick them a quarterback. So then they got him a low budget quarterback, so he wouldn't have to feel threatened. Now, and I mean, I read some earlier. I think I saw something. I think I read it where Alan Lazard is in play. So Pittsburgh might be trying to make a trade for him. And that's Aaron Rodgers' boy. He done followed him around. Green Bay to New York, now to Pittsburgh. So we'll see how that goes. But Pittsburgh Steelers are in a precarious position, messing around with Aaron Rodgers. I would have my personal opinion. I would have made a move for Kirk Cousins. All Kirk Cousins bring. He's solid. He's more dependable than Aaron Rodgers as far as like mental, his engagement. Aaron Rodgers been half retired for the last 2-3 years, man. 2-4 years, man. Almost. The last 3 for sure. But we'll see how this plays out as it comes closer, as the basketball season, the playoffs go. We get closer to June, July, and that little lull in July where there's no football, no basketball. That's when training camp starts to come up. So we'll see how that goes. But back to Dak Prescott. Now Dak Prescott has two of the most dynamic receivers in the league. And I think George Pickens, I've liked CeeDee Lamb. Maybe I was influenced a little bit by Shannon Sharp a couple of years ago when he said CeeDee Lamb doesn't work on his routes and stuff. It's hard to tell with Dak Prescott sometimes because Dak Prescott only can function when, everything is kind of like perfect. He ain't a make-do kind of player. So the blow up with George Pickens, and you do that stuff in Dallas. That's why I said he might be on his way out. It's been countless number of players that go to Dallas that kind of got like issues off the field. They go to Dallas, and Dallas, man, it's paradise out there as far as like if you got the money to get it, you can get it. So pretty sure. Well, they got to see maybe they just gonna try him out, see how it goes this year, and let him walk if they, because that third and the fifth, that ain't really much in the big picture. It's not a whole lot. But we'll see. Dallas fans, man, that's another thing that y'all got to get to know the longer I go with this. Like, my Dallas fans, man, are some of the most delusional fans in the world, man. Every move is gonna put them in the Super Bowl. So But yeah, I think that's pretty much all that I got on that subject. Man, I hope I get over this cold soon. But anyway,